Niner Power podcast. I run the page 49ers coverage alongside with...
This is Raj Malwani. I run the page RSF 49ers. If you haven't heard on Instagram, we're at the Niner Power
podcast. Here we go.
First episode, baby. First episode. Let's go. I'm excited, man. We got a lot to cover over. So let's go right into the big news of the day, the return of Jet McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon off the PUP list, back into practice. And, he's getting back in the mix. His knees starting to hold up. And, right away that he's not going to be on 11-11s. They're going to ease him in. And that's it's nice, see how his knee is, test him out. And it's a testament to this medical staff, which we could talk about later, how they're being cautious this year. So what do you think about Jerick McKinnon coming back?
He tweeted out yesterday saying all this waiting finally comes down to this. I mean, he's got a lot to prove. He's got that big contract, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day,
big contract.
He's got to make sure that it doesn't break again, or it might be done for Jerick. But the videos today on Twitter, they did look pretty good. He's very smooth out there. He's catching the ball, getting those easy routes in.
He looked good at. That's true. And like I said, the biggest thing with him and with anybody coming off injury like Jimmy Garoppolo and Quan coming off those ACLs is how's the knee going to hold up? Is the knee going to be holding up to training camp? And that's right now what we just need to worry about with these guys. Their skills will come. They'll come back later. But he did look smooth out there. Of course, it's individual drills. He's probably been rehabbing a lot. So I'm happy that he's back. We have a really dynamic backfield in the Niners. San Francisco has a very dynamic backfield. Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, Raheem Mostert, and Jerick McKinnon. They're interchangeable. So it's nice to have all that, so they can ease them in. They have the insurance. They have the luxury. But you're right. Big contract. He's got to really prove himself this season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming from a fan's point of view, they're all just going to say, oh, Breida, we got Coleman, we got the two-headed monster already. But you also have Jerick McKinnon. I mean, you can't go wrong with the three-headed monster. I mean,
yeah, and the way Shanahan, focuses offense on play action and their zone blocking scheme to run to set up the pass is very important. And getting those guys to catch out of the backfield. Jerick McKinnon, we didn't really get to see what he did last season. We were very excited as Niner fans to see what he can do in the backfield, and then the ACL injury, and it just set the chain of events that happened. And so it was a tough break, but I'm glad he's back. And I really want to see what he can do in this offense. Shanahan did say in his press conference that he wouldn't be, depending on how his knee is and how he goes, he might get into a preseason action, which is good because you got to see how that knee holds up. But right now, he's being limited. And the interesting thing today was, and a lot of people are talking to me about this on my page, was he's not wearing the knee brace. A lot of people thought that, that was an interesting thing. What do you think about him not wearing the knee brace?
It's kind of mental. You need to be sure on that knee. If you're always wearing the knee brace, and then you take it off for a game, so to speak. As long as you get over that mental hurdle, you just need to get over it at some point.
Agree. As far as I'm a physical therapist, so the biggest thing to me post ACL recovery is just that, is the mental aspect. The physical skills, everything else will come, the strength, the endurance, that will come. But to me, ACL recovery is all mental. It's all in the head. And as an athlete, if they feel steady without the brace, that's on them, because you want them to feel comfortable. And the brace can be a good thing and a bad thing. It could be like a security blanket, and for a running back, they're going to be out there making cuts and a lot of shifty movements. The brace may actually cause, some restrictions on that mobility. And if he feels comfortable making cuts without the brace, then all for it. That's good. It's like you said, mental. How does he feel holding up? How's that knee holding up? And then as far as like a quarterback, because everybody's saying, oh, then why is Jimmy wearing his brace? For a quarterback, it's different. They got to drop back. Do they feel comfortable dropping back? Do they feel comfortable against the rush? Sometimes that knee brace can give you that more support and stability. For a running back, it's different. They want more mobility. So,
yeah, especially when Jimmy drops back. I mean, you have so much going through your head when you see guys like Bosa or whatever running back at you. It's like you're bouncing around, you're tiptoeing. You're never just standing flat on your feet. You're always moving around. So, I mean, once you your weight transfer when you throw the ball as well, it's all in the knees. So if you're not comfortable throwing the ball without the brace, then you can't do it.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz wore that brace for a while when he came back from ACL. So it's all mental, like you said. And to me, if you feel like you need the brace, you need to wear it. But Jerick McKinnon, he hasn't worn it in a couple months. I remember on his Instagram story a couple months ago, he had a post where he throws the brace in the trash can. So to me, I think he feels ready. he wouldn't be in there if he wasn't ready. So, and again, the training staff has done a really good job. They've really limited injuries. If someone has a minor injury, they hold them back. They don't want big long-term injuries because we've had 20 players on the injury reserve in back-to-back seasons for this team, and that's kind of scary, man. That's scary. So, speaking of injuries, let's go right into the injury report today. We've been having minor injuries. D Ford missed his sixth practice. Personally, I don't think it's a big thing. Tendonitis, the best treatment for tendonitis is rest. I'm pretty sure he'll be ready for week 1. He's had this issue before. Shanahan doesn't seem bothered by it, so I don't seem bothered by it.
No, it's at the end of the day. If he's not comfortable to play either, then you can't force him to play. It's just training camp. We know what his skill is, so we can all just sit back and wait for week 1. And 2 weeks is 2 weeks.
I agree. And in like preseason training camp, I don't feel it's a big thing. Of course he needs to learn the system, but he's a veteran. I think he can plug into the system and understand it as a veteran. He knows his role, pass rush. If it's the regular season and these types of issues start flaring up, then that's when I'm going to be worried. But right now, I'm not too worried. With D Ford, I think he's going to be a big, impact to this defense. They brought him in. He was the highest rated pass rusher by PFF. The Niners knew they needed to improve their pass rush. So I think, they've done their due diligence on these players. I don't think they would have brought them in if they thought there was going to be overly concerned. So we'll see how that plays out, though. There were some other injuries that have been going on. You have Joshua Garnett. He's been out with the finger issue. He had dislocated it, and he had to get surgery. He's out at least 3 weeks. Jeff Wilson, as far as injuries, talking about running backs, he's dealing with the calf injury. He's the power back. So, it really leaves whoever we have out there, they got to, do what they can. And Jeff Wilson was, he flashed some potential as far as power back, but calf injury, that's not good for him, making this final cut. Because with preseason coming, roster cuts are due, So on the flip side of injuries, I see that we have Akello Witherspoon came back after a gluteal injury. He came back in there today, and he looked pretty solid in camp.